Welcome to the Payback Vault, your go-to hub for revenge stories, epic payback, and jaw-dropping karma. If you love thrilling tales of justice, betrayal, and intense drama, you're in the right place. Today's story follows Sophie, a lively and creative soul who loves bringing a bit of fun to her office. Halloween is one of her favorite holidays, and she's excited to share the festive spirit with her coworkers. On the Monday before Halloween, she shows up with cute, fluffy cat ears. Her team finds it adorable, and they have a laugh together as Sophie adds a little meow at each meeting. It's harmless fun, and Sophie feels encouraged to step up her costume game over the week. The next day, Sophie wears something a bit more daring, small, bright red devil horns that give her a playful edge. Everyone seems to be in good spirits, and people even stop by her desk to comment on her Halloween cheer. But around midday, her phone rings, and it's her manager, Dale. He asks her to step into his office. Dale isn't one to be strict about the rules, and he's always been supportive of a laid-back, team-oriented culture. But when Sophie arrives, he has a serious look on his face. "Sophie," he begins, "I have to ask you to remove the horns. We received a complaint saying that they're inappropriate and offensive." Sophie feels a jolt of confusion and frustration. Offensive? It's Halloween, and she knows no one in the office strictly adheres to the dress code. She looks around Dale's office, noting a collection of Halloween decorations he himself put up. Even he had a tiny pumpkin on his desk and a spiderweb decal in the corner. "Dale," she says, "I'm honestly surprised. I mean, it's Halloween week. We've got decorations all around the office, and I've seen people in our department not following dress code on any given day." Dale sighs, and Sophie can see he's uncomfortable. "Look, I know it doesn't make much sense, and if it were up to me, you wouldn't need to take them off, but someone went out of their way to report it, and now we have to address it." Frustrated but respectful, Sophie nods and takes off the horns. She returns to her desk, feeling irritated and hurt. She's not a troublemaker, and she's never been called out before, but the more she thinks about it, the more unfair it feels. She starts noticing little details around the office: her coworker Mark's flashy shoes, Lydia's brightly dyed hair streak, and even Dale's relaxed polo on casual Fridays, which doesn't fit the official dress code. That night, she vents to her friend Jasmine, who works in HR at a different company. Jasmine suggests a bold move: if Sophie's being penalized for something minor, why not raise the issue with HR? They have to apply the dress code equally to everyone if they're singling her out. The next day, Sophie decides to take action. She schedules a meeting with Evelyn from HR and lays out her concerns. She brings up how the dress code hasn't been enforced uniformly and explains how this complaint feels targeted. "If we're going to enforce the dress code to this level, it should apply to everyone equally," she argues. Evelyn listens, nodding slowly. Sophie notices her taking notes, and although Evelyn keeps a neutral face, Sophie can tell she's intrigued. "Thank you for bringing this to our attention, Sophie. We'll review it and follow up with you soon." Word starts spreading around the office that Sophie spoke up. Colleagues begin to rally around her, especially those who enjoy bending the dress code themselves. Mark, with his collection of colorful shoes, openly supports her, and Lydia, who sports bright hair colors, starts talking about team spirit. The camaraderie builds, and coworkers start sharing their own run-ins with the occasional enforcement of arbitrary rules. Then there's Penny from accounting, known for her traditional beliefs and vocal opinions on proper workplace decorum. She's always left little Bible verses on her desk and has been overheard making side comments about Halloween being sinful. Sophie suspects Penny might be the one who complained, but keeps her thoughts to herself. By midweek, Evelyn from HR schedules a meeting with the whole department, citing concerns over dress code compliance. Dale looks uncomfortable as Evelyn explains that the dress code will be strictly enforced moving forward. A murmur ripples through the room. Everyone knows this crackdown is because of Sophie's complaint. Evelyn's next move is unexpected. "Starting tomorrow, we'll need everyone to adhere strictly to the dress code," she says, "and we'll conduct regular checks to ensure compliance." This announcement causes a stir, and a few coworkers exchange knowing glances with Sophie, silently thanking her for standing up to the double standard. As Thursday arrives, the shift is palpable. Colleagues start showing up in their most dress code compliant outfits, but with a twist. Mark wears an exaggeratedly formal tie, complete with a suit jacket. Lydia covers her vibrant hair with a plain, oversized hat. Sophie, meanwhile, wears the most unassuming blouse and skirt she can find. her devil horns safely tucked away but with a playful smirk on her face. When lunchtime rolls around, Mark, Lydia, and a few others hatch a humorous plan. They organize a mini dress code protest, each adding small Halloween touches that technically don't break any rules: subtle fake tattoos, temporary color streaks in their hair, and tiny, non-intrusive Halloween stickers on their notebooks. It's not enough to violate policy, but it makes a point. By Friday, the tension has reached Evelyn's office. She schedules a one-on-one meeting with Sophie and admits the policy enforcement has stirred up more discontent than anticipated. She tells Sophie that while HR stands by the complaint's initial handling, they're reevaluating their stance on occasional holiday-themed attire. Later that day, Sophie notices a Happy Halloween sign on Penny's desk. It's subtle, but she can't help but wonder if Penny's feeling the pressure. Evelyn's email follows shortly after. They're relaxing the holiday dress code policy, allowing small accessories that celebrate Halloween, as long as they're office appropriate. Sophie lets out a quiet laugh. She never meant to create such a storm, but the outcome feels like a victory. Her coworkers cheer as she places her little devil horns back on her head, and she knows she's restored a bit of Halloween cheer in the office. Justice served, one story at a time. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and tell us, would you have taken Sophie's approach? Share your thoughts below.